Well, I asked you all for questions, and you gave them to me. So, here we go with Astro Brony's 500 subscriber Q&A session. Here we go. First question, how did you get into the fandom, and how did you get into fanfiction? This is a question a lot of you asked, and it seemed logical that it's the first question that I'm gonna get an answer. So how did I get into the fandom? I got into the fandom probably the same way a lot of people did. I had a couple friends who were into it some reason or another, I don't know, they found it somewhere. And they asked me to give it a try, and I did. And lo and behold, I liked it. It was interesting, and before you knew it, I was watching it. I wasn't watching it crazy religiously. It wasn't my favorite thing in the whole world. But it was interesting, and I liked it. It wasn't until I got into fanfiction that I really started to like it. I started to read fanfictions. Not a whole lot, because reading for me is hard, and that's how I got into the whole audio fanfiction thing. I got into it because while I would do work, I would sit down and I would listen to someone reading a nice story, a fanfiction, which is always fun. And, you know, there's all the people on the internet who will read them. They'll just read, they have their reactions. And then I found people who really put a lot of time and effort into this. People like Scribbler, people like Goombasa, people like The Lost Narrator. People who really knew how to read a good story. People who knew what they were doing. And I was hooked. I loved the stories. I loved the work that was done, and it was just amazing. So how did I get into fanfiction? I got into it because one day I just was like, you know what, I want to do this. And it took me several months to actually build up the courage to actually try and record my first story, and eventually I convinced myself, school just ended, it's my final year of school, I'm gonna be heading off to college, I might as well give it a shot. And I did, and you guys liked it, and, well, here we are. Funny how things work like that. Question number 2. The classic question is, who is my favorite pony? Oh, yes. That's always the question that comes up. So who is my favorite pony? This can be divided into so many ways. Who is my favorite of the main 6? That would be Rainbow Dash. Who's my favorite background pony? Derpy, without question. And throughout the entire fandom, my favorite pony would have to be Little Pip. Ah, yes, Little Pip. How can you not like her? So, next question. What is your favorite ship? If you haven't guessed it already, dun dun dun, Vinyl and Octavia, just because they're so cute together. I mean, I read University Days, and that's not everything. I mean, that's definitely one of the really good stories about them. But there's so many! And they look so cute together. They're just... Look at them! And from there, my next favorite ship would definitely be between Lyra and Bonbon and Little Pip and Homage. Just because they're so cute. Look at them. Both of them are so cute. They're so loving. Don't argue. What is your favorite fanfiction? Now, if you ask me what my second favorite fanfiction is, I'd actually have to sit down and think about it for a minute. But you asked me my favorite, so the answer is pretty damn obvious. Fallout Equestria. Fallout Equestria is my all-time favorite fanfiction. I liked fanfiction before. I liked stories, short little one-shot stories. They were fun, they were nice. And then I found this. And I was just blown away. Absolutely, completely blown away. To this day, it is my favorite fanfiction, possibly my favorite piece of literature. Yeah, I'll say that. I freaking loved Fallout Equestria. It was incredible. Absolutely indescribable. If you haven't read it, leave this channel now and go find someone who's done a reading of it, or just read the story itself. I don't care. Just learn the story. My God. What is your favorite episode of MLP? Ooh! That's a tough one. My favorite episode of MLP would probably have to be... Sonic Rainboom or Party of One, just because it has some of my favorite character moments. You have Rainbow Dash performing the Sonic Rainboom, which is just awesome. I love that. And of course, party of one, you have Pinkamena. How can that not be fun? I watch the show for fun. So, if you disagree with my choices, please leave the comments alone. What is your least favorite episode of MLP? Least favorite episode. My least favorite episode has gotta be the Equestria Games episode. They spent 2 seasons building that up. And what do we get? I think we see 1.5 events. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We saw nothing. I was expecting games, all sorts of different things going on, but no, we don't see a single thing. I was expecting it to be like the best night ever, but no. We see nothing. Biggest letdown ever. Hopes for Season 5? More world building. So far we've gotten glimpses of different things around the world. We've seen Manhattan, we've seen all these places around Equestria, but now we can really see the rest of the world. How far does it expand? Are we gonna see the Zebralands? Are we gonna see the Dragonlands? Are we gonna see all these other places? I wanna see that. Also, I wanna see Star Swirl the Bearded. Who the hell is this guy? I wanna know. Let's answer the frickin' question of who this damn guy is who keeps popping up in history. And of course, above anything else, I want to see some background ponies. I want to see some background characters getting some actual depth rather than just the main 6. And apparently episode 100 is supposed to have that? I don't know, it's just a rumor I heard. Is it true? I have no idea. Would it be awesome if we get some insight into all these characters that, cross fingers, line up with the majority of our hopes and dreams? That would be nice. That would be fun. What do I think of the other seasons? Well, I'm here, aren't I? So I liked them. I like them all. They're all fun in general. Do they have their good episodes? Yeah, of course. Do they have their bad episodes? Yeah, they all have their bad episode. Some are worse than others, some are better than others. It's how a show like this works. But overall, it's a good show. It does things well, and I like that. What microphone and setup do I use? I use a Blue Yeti microphone with a pop filter, put that right in front of my laptop, plug it into my laptop, and I talk into it. What editing software do I use? I've just started to use Audacity. I used to use iMovie. Yeah, iMovie. Don't know why I did that. Now that I'm seeing Audacity and just how much more I can kind of do with that. But, yeah, I'm not exactly super sophisticated. I'm still learning things. I'm still trying to improve. But hey, this will be my first video fully made on Audacity. It should be nice. Who is my favorite Brony musician? Ooh. If I had to say my favorite, that would probably be the Living Tombstone. He makes some fantastic work, and you should go check him out. Pretty awesome. Am I going to be able to put all these links in the description? Sure. Why not? Favorite Brony artist? Bald Dumbo Rat, without a question. He is fantastic. He creates some amazing works on Tumblr and DeviantArt. Absolutely amazing. You have to go check him out. He's amazing. What is my favorite fan-created song? Ooh. My overall favorite is probably gonna be the Discord remix by the Living Tombstone. That is just fantastic. If you haven't heard it, what rock have you been living under? My God. Everybody's heard that song. Everybody knows what it is. It's like cupcakes. Everyone knows it. Is there a fanfic you think is woefully underrated? I really don't know. I can't think of any that deserve way more praise than they generally get. That's probably because the ones that I tend to read and tend to see are the ones that do get a lot of praise. I'm unfortunately not as well read as some other people out in the world. I wish I was, but that's something I can't do. Are there some that are really overrated? There are so many people that are about to kill me for this. My Little Dashie. Back off with the pitchforks and torches. I don't need that. I like My Little Dashie, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. There is better. I'm sorry, folks, if you're gonna hate me now forever. I think there is better. and you can do better than My Little Dashie. So, yeah, I think it's a little overrated. What are your favorite kinds of stories to read? Probably comedy, romance, anything that'll really make me smile, laugh, is fun, can brighten my day. That's what I tend to like to read. Do I still like grimdark and dark and sad stories? Yeah, if they're well written, I'll like anything. What are my least favorite types of stories to read? Overly dark, overly gory, and stories with a ridiculous, unnecessary amount of sex. It's just, no. No, there's a reason you don't get a lot of that on my channel. I don't like it, it's not fun. I like fun. What fics will you never do a reading of, and why the hell not? This is kind of an ironic answer. Fallout Equestria. Yeah, I know, it's my favorite story of all time, hands down. And I'm not gonna do a reading of it. Why? One, because lots of people have already done Fallout Equestria. I don't need to do it too. And two, it's so damn long. If I want to give it all that it deserves, which I don't feel I'd be able to do, I'm never gonna eat, sleep, or get any other work done if I want it done within the next 5 years. It's massive. Mind-boggling. It took me 6 months to do Vinyl and Octavia University days. This will take me the rest of my college career. So unfortunately, I won't be doing that. Other stories I won't do? Stories that are just plain not good. Stories that people have already done well. And stories with obscene amounts of gore and sex. I'm just not gonna do that right now. Maybe later, but not now. Coffee, tea, or other. I drink tea, thank you very much. Very good. How did you come up with the name Astro Brony? Ooh, good question, good question. When I came up with my OC and my name, I wanted it to represent me in pony and YouTube form, so I came up with the name Astro Brony because it just has that nice ring to it, and the astro part of it really concentrates me as a person. I love astrophysics, astronautics, aerospace engineering with a concentration in astronautics. That's what I'm majoring in. With a minor in physics, I want a minor in astrophysics. My cutie mark also represents me. It's the picture of the International Space Station. It's the reason I'm a Pegasus. It's me. So there you go. That also explains to you my OC's design. You get 2 questions there. Lovely. Which professional voice actors do you most admire? Probably John Delancey. He's just amazing. I love his work. He was Q. He's Discord. It's just perfect. Cats, dogs, reptiles, or arachnids? I have a dog. Her name is Kelly. She's really, really cute. I love her. I did used to like reptiles for a while. I had a snake, I had a lizard, I had a tortoise. I've never really had cats because I do have an allergy to cats, and arachnids should be burned. Ever been to a convention before? Nope, never been to a convention. Are you attending any conventions this year? Not at the moment, but I really want to go to BronyCon this year. I really want to. There's no plans in place for me to go to BronyCon. I'm looking into it, and I'm seeing what I'm doing over the summer, so I do want to go, and I will let you all know if I am going, so I can say hi to you all. That would be nice. That would be a lot of fun. What is my favorite rocket in all of history? Good question. Very good question. You win an award for that. A better question would have been, what is my second favorite rocket? Because then I could have a whole discussion with you on the Falcon 9, the Atlas V, the Delta IV, the Space Shuttle. But you asked me what my favorite rocket in history is, and for anybody who knows anything about rockets, the answer to that is the Saturn V. Yes, the Saturn V, the biggest and most powerful rocket in history. As long as a football field and capable of carrying more than twice the payload capacity of the space shuttle into low Earth orbit. This is the rocket that put a man on the moon. This is the pinnacle of aerospace engineering, and it is just so damn beautiful. And I wish I could have seen it launch, but unfortunately I never will. Ah, what a shame. Your weigh-in on the fight to have Pluto reinstated as a planet. Ooh. The problem with reinstating Pluto as a planet, at least I feel, is that if we make Pluto a planet again, we're going to have to make everything else in the Kuiper Belt a planet. That's thousands of planets. You can't just have an exception of one little rock as a planet and everything else is, whatever. You can do that in politics. You can't do that in science. So, unfortunately, Pluto, in my opinion, should stay a dwarf planet. We have the definitions of the 8 other planets because of their size, their mass, and their structure. There's a reason they're planets. Everything else, sorry folks, is a dwarf planet. Sorry. How did I meet Scribbler? Ooh, that's fun. I officially met Scribbler for the first time when I messaged her asking to do a collab with her. And as you can see, I did that first one for the month of Lerv. I was Dr. Hooves, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's, I guess, how I met Scribbler. Is the number 13 unlucky? No, it is not, Scribbler, it is just a number. Do you take requests? No, I do not take requests. I am terribly sorry, but I don't. Are you a gamer? Not really. I wouldn't consider myself a gamer, since I haven't played a single video game, all semester, so, yeah, not a gamer. How many golf balls do you think you could fit inside a given pony without killing it? Okay, first, what? 42? If you were able to make one episode with total freedom, what would it be about? Background characters. I want an episode with Derpy in it, I want an episode with Lyra and Bonbon in it, as a couple, and one with Octavia and Vinyl in it, as a couple. I want to see that. I want to see them living out their lives, and them as like a main 5 group. I want to see the background character episode. I want to see that. That would be amazing. And beautiful in so many ways. What is the best experience you've had so far in the MLP fandom? That is easy. My best experience in the MLP fandom has been joining the fanfiction readers Skype chat and getting to meet and actually talk with people like Scribbler, Goombasa, the Lost Narrator, Wooten AIE. It was just absolutely wonderful to see all these people that I've admired and they're talking with me on a, first name basis, essentially. That was definitely my best moment in the fandom. I'd reached the goal that I'd set out for myself in fanfiction reading. I'd risen to somewhat of the level of Scribbler and Lost and Goomba. I'd reached their level, and definitely one of my best moments ever. What other shows or books have had a significant impact on you? Harry Potter really is the only thing that's had a crazy significant impact on me, and that's just because it had an impact on me just like the rest of the world. I grew up with Harry Potter. It, of course, had an impact on me. Favorite non-MLP animated show or film? Ooh, something with that pastel-colored horses? What's the fun in that? Avatar: The Last Airbender. Definitely Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love that series. And I'm so sad it's over. I know it's been over for a while, but oh my god, that show. Everything was perfect. And I'm just gonna say this now, don't ask me about Korra. I've watched Korra, and all I can say is, animator, you had one effing job. One freaking job, and you put the scar on the wrong side of Zuko's face. That is all. Video games or sports? Video games because I can't play any sport to save my life. Then again, I probably can't play any video game to save my life. But I'd have at least a little more of a chance because at least I could think through some things rather than, just completely fail because I can't move fast enough to do anything in sports. What is your favorite game? I'm gonna sound like such a nerd right now. Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Yeah, if you don't know what that is, look it up and you will facepalm in realization of, yeah, that looks like something Astro would do. If my name, everything I've said so far, and just that doesn't define for you that I'm an aerospace nerd, I don't know what will. Where on the planet would you choose to live if all practical concerns were equal? Somewhere warm? Tropical? I mean, if I could still work at my dream job and still do all of that and live in, like, tropical kind of paradise, that would be nice. I would really like that. That would be a lot of fun. I would generally say snow is nice, but looking at what the heck the North and the rest of the United States is getting this year, I'm pretty darn glad I'm in Florida. Florida's nice. We don't have snow. Hee. What do you want to do with your channel in the future? I don't know. One thing I want to do in the future is I want to do more stories with more collaborations and more voice actors so I can put out a better final product. I'm considering doing comic dubs as well, along with Tumblr dubs even. Specifically Ask Japalak. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. I'll put a link in the description. It's hilarious. Lost narrator, I have found you the perfect role. Is a sonic rainboom scientifically possible? I'm really glad you asked this one, Scribbler, because I've wanted to tackle this question for a little while now, and this is the perfect opportunity. So, first, to answer your question, no, a sonic rainboom is not scientifically possible. At least the way they show it in the actual show, where you have this big rainbow ring coming around Rainbow Dash, and this magical contrail of rainbows following behind her, making the giant rainbow arch. That's not possible. That doesn't work in science. I'm sorry. However, that's not to say the whole thing is bogus. Producing a rainbow using a sonic boom isn't actually that far-fetched, and here's why. When any object, usually a fighter jet, breaks the sound barrier, it creates a Mach cone around it of super compressed air. When you see this cone, what you're actually seeing is the water vapor condensing in the super compressed air and forming little water droplets and a mist. And for anybody who's ever played with a sprinkler in the summer, you know that when you get a fine mist of water and sunlight passing through it, you'll get a rainbow. So, if the conditions are right, the sun is out, it's a sunny day, the atmosphere is in just the right conditions, and an object, any object, including a certain cyan Pegasus, breaks the sound barrier, they may just form a short rainbow contrail behind them. Now, lots of people have already talked about this and discussed the events of Sonic Rainboom and its scientific possibility, just like this. But all of this has just been discussion, theories, math, which is all well and good. I love math. But so far, no one has actually been able to do an actual test of this for logical reasons. Until today, that is. Oh yes! For the past several months, I've had a secret project underway to do what no one has ever done before. I'm going to put this argument to rest once and for all. I'm going to physically test the Sonic Rainboom. On March 14th, a very lucky Hasbro-approved Rainbow Dash toy will be flying aboard the Rainboom 1, a Class 2 high-power rocket painted in Rainbow Dash's likeness and capable of exceeding the speed of sound. This test will once and for all confirm or refute the feasibility of the Sonic Rainboom phenomenon. And you, my lucky audience, will be the first ones to know about it. Will it work? I don't know. Will we see a Sonic Rainboom? Probably not. Will it explode in a giant ball of fire? I really hope not. I spent a lot of time working on that rocket. It's really pretty. But I can tell you one thing. No matter what happens, even if it explodes, it's gonna be a really awesome video. So sit back, relax, and leave the science to the professionals. Apple or Microsoft? Can you justify your answer with specific criteria? I personally use an Apple computer. Am I going to give you specific criteria of why or why not Apple, Microsoft? I'm not. I'm not going to get into this debate. They're both good. They both have their ups. They both have their downs. That's how a lot of things work in the world. What part of the fandom do you wish would just poof away and be forgotten about for all of eternity? Probably the members of the community that make us look bad to the rest of the world. That's one thing, you know, the bad stereotypes of us. Yeah, I'd like them to vanish. Also the people who are disrespectful and mean. I don't like them. Poof away. Go away. I don't like you. Nostalgia critic or angry video game nerd? I don't really watch either of them, so I don't have an answer for you. Sorry. Steampunk or cyberpunk? Steampunk? I don't know. What'd you expect? Yes, because 5 is closer to 42. Kirk, Picard, Cisco, or Janeway? Ooh, this is a hard one. Picard. I feel I'm about to start a gigantic flame war in the comments section. If you could have a superpower, what would it be, and to what ends would you use it? Definitely between the ability to teleport and the ability of telekinesis. I like both of those. They're just so cool! So, I'd probably have to say telekinesis, like some serious telekinesis. I think it would be pretty damn awesome to be able to move stuff with my mind. But let's face it, would I be a superhero with it? Hell no! Would I use it for my own gains? Hell yeah! It would be awesome! So, yeah. Telekinesis. I like telekinesis. Telekinesis is a cool power. Let's stick with that. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. What say you?
Fire! It will always end in fire!
If you could go to Mars on a one-way trip, would you? And if you were allowed to take some stuff with you, what pony-related stuff would you take? If my girlfriend was coming along with me, I guess I would go. Maybe. It's one of those hard questions because going to Mars is gonna take a while. It's a questionable thing, but I really want to go to space. If I could take 6 months on the International Space Station, I would do it without hesitation. That would be amazing. Going to Mars for the rest of my life? That's a big commitment, and I don't want to go alone. I would not go alone. I would go if my girlfriend came with me. I guess. Maybe. If I could take some stuff along with me, what pony-related stuff would I take? What stuff I would take, that's actually an interesting thing, because on the actual Apollo missions, and in the International Space Station, the astronauts are allowed to have a little baggie where their family members and anyone they know and love can say, here, bring this to space, or here, bring this to the moon. So that's an actual thing. You can do that. What pony-related stuff would I bring? I would totally get an absolutely amazing Shapeways model of Little Pip. I would bring Little Pip. I want to bring Little Pip with me to space. Oh, and Luna. I want to bring a little Shapeways model of Luna. Yes, I will bring a Shapeways model of Luna into space. I will put Luna in space. I will do it.
I will do it.
Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? Nickelodeon. That's where Avatar The Last Airbender was, and I don't really watch much other TV. What do you think the laws on drugs would be in Equestria? I feel the drug laws in Equestria would be pretty chill, you know? Celestia just up there smoking weed. Yeah. I mean, these people are indestructible. The amount of stuff they eat, the amount of crazy shit they do. Pinkie Pie's gotta be on cocaine or something. Only explanation. If you had to kill off one character, who would you and why? Flash Century. Brad must die. Why? Because I just don't like him. Just kill him. Please, it would solve so many problems. Therefore, he must die. Brad must die. That is my only answer. Him and Diamond Tiara. Why Diamond Tiara? Because she's a fucking bitch. Thoughts on the concept of MLP analysis? I think it's brilliant. I love watching different people give their different opinions and different views on deeper things that are going on in the show. Being a little nitpicky about different things, giving grades and opinions and ratings to different episodes. I think it's brilliant. I never would have noticed so many of those little intricacies. And when I look back at it, there they are. It's awesome. I think it's brilliant. Least favorite video game of all time? I don't play that many video games, so I'm just gonna list one that I've never played and don't know anything about. Just because I hear so many people talk about it, and I think the idea of excessively violent video games is just stupid. So, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Hate me. Go for it. I don't give a shit. Could you fight off a mugger? Hell yeah! Well, does he have a gun? No? Does he have a knife? No? Then sure, why the hell not? I know martial arts, I spent 12 years practicing it. Yeah, go for it. I'm probably being so cocky right now. Favorite real-life author? Rick Riordan? Percy Jackson series? Favorite real-life book and why? Percy Jackson series. Why? Because it's amazing. Have you ever read it? If you haven't, go read it. I like it because it's the down-to-earth, funny, humorous, yet pretty intense, mystical fantasy world. And I just like that. It's why I like MLP. I don't like it as much as I like MLP, but I like it. The whole fantasy world and concept, I like that. It's fun. Batman or Spider-Man for the win.
Batman.
Would you ever wear guyliner?
Honey, I am pretty in touch with my feminine side. Have you ever seen me on stage? I don't just wear guyliner, I wear makeup, I wear mascara. I was the only guy in my theater group who knew how to put on his own makeup. Yeah, I did theater. I sang, I danced, I walk in high heels. I done all that.
Cake or death? Cake, preferably without nuts. What would make this last question 10 times more spiffing? Fireworks and animation. If Scribbler, you, Reverb, The Lost Narrator, Give and Take, Ilian Leonov, Solar, and Visual Pony got in a huge barroom drunken fight, who would emerge the glorious winner and proceed to dominate the world? Well, Sexy Xenomorph, congratulations. You win the award for best question. Who would win in a bar fight? If I said me, that would be way too cocky and way too biased. So, I asked a bunch of the guys in the fanfiction reading group, and they agreed that either Ilya or Reverb would take the cake. And Scribbler would definitely come in second or something since, British and they're pretty nasty in bar fights. I think I would hold my own. I don't know, what do you guys think? You think I could take him? I think I could. Yeah! 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate? You guys! Oh my god, that was so freaking cheesy. My god. That was so cheesy, but really. Thank you, everyone listening in. Thank you to every one of my subscribers. Thank you everyone who supports me and is supporting and likes what I do. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's gonna lose all meaning, isn't it? But thank you. Really and truly, thank you. I never imagined that now almost 600, there's almost 600 of you now that are listening to me. My god. That's just mind-boggling. I never thought I would get to this situation. Thank you. You're the reason that I keep doing this. I love to see you guys smile. I like to see your comments. It warms my heart. It really does. So thank you all. Thank you all for the fantastic questions, and good night, everyone. I'll see you next time in my next reading. But until then, this is Astro Brony, signing off.